Why do we idealize the one who doesn't choose us? Why is it so hard to let go of someone who doesn't feel the same? And why, instead of seeing them objectively, do we put them on an emotional pedestal? The psychologist Karen Horney, one of the most insightful voices in 20th century psychoanalysis, offers a deep and liberating answer. This video isn't here to judge how you feel, but to help you understand what's behind it and how you can begin to move away from that place of pain. Because idealizing someone who doesn't choose you isn't love, it's a wound asking to be seen. Karen Horney believed that many of our emotional behaviors come from what she called basic anxiety, a deep sense of insecurity we carry from childhood. When we didn't feel truly loved, protected, or validated as children, we develop ways of coping with that emptiness. One of those coping mechanisms is neurotic idealization. Idealizing someone who doesn't love you back might seem like an emotional choice, but often it's actually an unconscious defense against a deep wound. You're not seeing the other person as they are, but as you need them to be. You fill them with qualities. You make them perfect, desirable, special. Not because they truly are, but because your wound needs to believe that if that person chose you, everything would be okay. Why that person? It seems contradictory. We're drawn to the one who ignores us, who isn't available, who discards us or keeps us on hold. But Karen Horney had a very clear explanation. Rejection activates an old wound, and that wound becomes magnetic. When someone doesn't choose you, it doesn't just hurt, it awakens a desperate need to prove your worth. Deep down, you might feel, if I can just get this person to see me, love me, choose me, I'll finally heal what I never received. What's truly at stake isn't that person. It's your self-esteem, your emotional history, your need for validation. Horney explained that when we suffer intense basic anxiety, we develop an idealized self, a fictional version of ourselves that we believe we must become in order to be loved. This idealized self is flawless, successful, attractive, impressive, and when someone doesn't choose us, we feel we've failed, that we haven't lived up to that image. So instead of simply accepting that the other person doesn't feel the same, we turn them into our emotional savior. We make them a symbol of everything we believe we need to finally feel worthy. Idealizing them is a way of projecting all our hopes onto someone who's never promised to carry them. And that's why it hurts so much when they don't choose us. Why can't you let go? Because it's not just about that person. It's about everything you've projected onto them. Letting go feels like losing your last chance at being validated. Deep down, your mind might whisper, if they don't choose me, I must not be good enough. Maybe no one will. The wound came long before this relationship, but now it's being relived in the present. Also, the more unavailable they are, the more powerful your desire becomes. That's what makes the connection, even if imaginary, so addictive. What you're chasing isn't love, it's emotional repair. How to know if you're idealizing them? Here are some clear signs. You admire them even when they treat you poorly or indifferently. You excuse their coldness, distance, or lack of interest. You tell yourself, they're special. Or, no one's ever made me feel like this. You can't see their flaws. Or, you minimize them. You believe that if they chose you, your life would be fixed. You wait, idealize, and suffer in silence. Idealization is like fog. It stops you seeing the truth. And the longer you stare through it, the more you disappear from yourself. How to begin letting go. Freeing yourself isn't easy, but it's possible. Horney believed the path to emotional well-being was returning to the real self instead of chasing an idealized version of yourself or seeking outside validation. Here are some steps that can help. 1. Admit that you're idealizing them. The first step is accepting that you're not seeing clearly. Ask yourself honestly, am I seeing this person as they truly are, or as I need them to be? Sometimes, just writing down their behavior, their contradictions, their lack of care helps you realize your feelings don't match the reality. 2. Return to yourself instead of asking why they don't choose you. Ask yourself why you need so badly to be chosen. What does that say about you? How much of your worth have you handed over to their opinion? This kind of reflection might hurt, but it can set you free. 3. Let yourself grieve. Letting go of an idealization hurts because you're not just letting go of a person, you're letting go of an illusion, a dream, a fantasy of redemption. Cry, rage, feel the loss. That's part of healing. 4. Focus on reciprocal connections. Stop investing energy in someone who isn't choosing you. Look around. Who is there? Who gives back what you offer? Even small, mutual connections can help restore balance and remind you that you matter. 5. Get support if you need it. Sometimes these kinds of idealized attachments come from deep, long-standing wounds. If you feel stuck, reach out for help. A therapist can help you uncover patterns, pain, and hidden strength. Love shouldn't hurt like this. Karen Horney said that many neuroses come from being disconnected from our real self. When you idealize someone who doesn't choose you, you're disconnecting from who you are. You're chasing an ideal that doesn't see you, doesn't hold you, doesn't love you back. Love isn't indifference. Love isn't distance. Love isn't constantly trying to prove you deserve to be seen. Real love sees you, chooses you, values you, without needing you to become someone else. Idealizing someone who doesn't choose you is, at its core, a way of abandoning yourself. And the more you idealize them, the further you drift from your own true worth. You don't need to be chosen to be valuable. Your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's gaze. Start building a relationship with yourself that isn't based on lack. Choose you, not as a reaction, but as a path. Not so someone else notices you, but so you stop disappearing from your own life. Thank you for being here. If this video helped you, leave a comment or share it with someone who needs it. And remember, you deserve a love where you don't have to idealize anyone to feel worthy.